Welcome back, Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon for NEAL MORSE. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to listen to part of an entire album. It's a section. I wanted to thank SIDECAR Dog for this request for sponsoring the video. And we're grabbing this audio from YouTube because it's still not available on Spotify, maybe in the future. But right now, there's not a lot of NEAL MORSE on Spotify or also Spock's Beard, and just there's just a couple of albums. But yeah, we're going to do from the album Sola Scriptura. We're going to do this 25-minute epic in one setting here. And he said, let's see. So the album is about the story of Martin Luther, and tells the story from two viewpoints. So this is really interesting. So it just gives me a little bit something to kind of like look forward to. Now this is progressive rock, so it's going to be hard to focus on the lyrics. I'll try my best, but you know me, look, I get all into, especially when it's progressive rock, I get very distracted with the music and I'm just focusing on that stuff. But I'll try to do my best and listen for, and listen at least at the singing and maybe at the lyrics if I can concentrate that much. But so we have the album here pulled up, Sola Scriptura, and we're using it here on YouTube. So it has like it's the conflict has its parts, as we have seen with Pink Floyd and Dream Theater and other bands, ELP and Yes. So part A is, so the song is a conflict, but part A is Do You Know My Name? Is part A. Part B is Party to the Lie. Number C, part C is Underground. Part D is Two Down, One to Go. E is The Vineyard, and F, Already Home. So we're going to listen to practically 25 minutes of music, and I'm not gonna, I don't have to interrupt that much, because as long as we interrupt once, we're good. With YouTube's, what they want from us. So yeah. But I mean, if I hear something very striking, then I guess I'll try to chime in and say, wow, But other than that, we're just going to react to this epic 25 minutes music of NEAL MORSE and company. Real quickly, because I've gotten some musicians wrong in the past, but this is a wonderful, oh my God. I mean, listen to this. So we have on the lead guitar, Paul Gilbert. We have Randy George on bass. We have Mike Portnoy on drums. We have Chris Carmichael on violin, electric violin, and the viola. We have Rachel Rigdon on violin, Hannah Vanderpool on cello, Michael Thurman on French horn, Will Henderson on vocals, Debbie Breezy on backing vocals, Wade Brownie on backing vocals, Ravona Cooper on backing vocals, Richard Morris on backing vocals, Amy Pippin, Joe Pippin, and April Zachary all on backing vocals. So I just wanted to mention all the musicians. I'm super excited, and of course NEAL MORSE on vocals, keyboards, guitar, and producer. But Paul Gilbert on lead guitar, he's one of my childhood heroes. He's one of my basically, teachers. When I started to play guitar, I was obsessed with Paul Gilbert, and it's a good thing to be obsessed with him because you learn a lot of technique, and he's just an amazing guitar player. Check him out if you don't know him. Type in Paul Gilbert into YouTube. You'll be blown away by this guy. He's just the nicest guy you can imagine. Super down to earth. He's not a rock star. I mean, he is a rock star, but he doesn't have that attitude. He's just a guy who plays amazing guitar. He can play anything. It's just wonderful. All right, so here we go. I've already loaded up the song, and here it is, The Conflict. Thank you so much again, Sidecar Doc, for this request. And here we go. So let's have some fun. All right. So here you can hear Paul Gilbert. I had that pedal as well, and you can just hear that he's a shredder, but he can play such beautiful blues and anything you put in front of him, flamenco. But I mean, just so you can hear him on the lead guitar here, just like, you know, beautiful, man. I can sell you grace for your soul. Love your enemies, things down the drain. It sounded very Celtic, like that. Those little notes right there define the scale. Really cool, man. I'm loving the drumming. Mike Portnoy, of course, of Dream Theater here. playing his ass off. I think he loves this, really cool. It's just, Neil Morse is just amazing. Everything I've heard from him, and also with Spock's beard, and just everything he's involved in is so good. And that he pulls all this, he's like this, he has like all these amazing musicians that he gets together, like Derek Sherinian, he's just like, it's so good. Let's just continue, okay? But yeah, I love the changes in this whole thing. It's a 25-minute epic. What are you gonna expect, right? So okay, let's continue.
Orange is the ruling of the crown. Father, we must crush him, and he never will be found. We must find a way. A man will surely play, and when there's nothing left to try, he must take it back. This is the only way. We can't be party to the lie. Party to the lie. Something burns inside of me that you don't understand.
That's it.
I'm under the authority of God and not of man. God will make a way. He will decide my fate, and whether or not I live or die, I won't take it back. This is the only way. I can't be party to the lie. Party to the lie. God will make a way. He
Man, that sounded so much like Kansas. I love it. He just has, he just picks such great musical ideas, and then the piano sounds like beautiful, the keyboard, and it's just like well put together. It's just so good, and it's just like this sounds more commercial, then it becomes heavy again. It's just like you're never bored with this band, with this ensemble of, Jesus, man, there's such great musicians on here. Even though Chris Carmichael, I don't know him, and the cello and violin players. Randy George, I've not heard of him, but it just sounds amazing. Yeah, let's continue. Okay, let's continue.
will decide my fate, and whether or not I live or die, I won't take it back. This is the only way. I won't be party to the lie. Party to the lie.
just that part was worth the whole. But that's like, these parts are like the parts that I love the most, because I know for a lot of people it can get very hectic, and but I'm just like, when it comes down to stuff like that, and those like sudden stops, and then I don't know, like that's just the stuff that I love to play or to listen to. And it is in Dream Theater, and it's in bands like a bit, a bit of that is in like Rush, but I hear a lot of Kansas, of course, and just, it's very progressive metal. This is very, very in that direction. I just like, oh man, I love it. Great tune. This is a great tune. I'm loving it. And we're not even halfway through it, so let's keep going. But I mean, just like the musicianship here is just ridiculous. I love it. So, what am I gonna say? What can you say to this except like, wow? So let's just continue.
Sometimes as black as the day, night turns a cold steel gray. I want to stay where the sun cannot be found.
Some Pink Floyd vibes.
Cover me in the night, in a castle of warm colored light. Here I will stay tucked away. I'm underground.
Like suddenly I hear some Pink Floyd vibes, I mean, of course, they're so important, for also the progressive genre, even though they're more psychedelic. Alexa and I were just taking this new adventure of, we were never fans of early Pink Floyd. It was just like not there for us, I guess, harmonically and composition wise, and the singing wasn't there. David Gilmour and his uber bending beautiful guitar solos. So but now we're taking like a deep dive into early Pink Floyd. So if you want to check out the first album, we just listened to it like 3-4 days ago, but I'm like so obsessed with wanting to listen to it again. So if you want to check it out, it's on Patreon. You can become a patron for $1 a month, and you can listen. We have done about over, I think, 15 full albums now. So I hope that's worth it. But I was just thinking about Pink Floyd and how important it is. And I can hear that here too. Some Pink Floyd, Dream Theater. And I'm sure, I mean, these bands, obviously, they're not stealing from each other. They're just like saying, hey, remember that stuff you did in that song, Metropolis or something? And let's do that here, but let's change it up. And remember that part in Dark Side of the Moon? Let's try something like that, like, obviously, the music is there. It's fun, you know. It's not like it's not a competition between musicians, and between musicians of this caliber there is no competition. They're all so good. It's just about having fun, about portraying a message, about making the listener happy, and that's what we are. So that's what a lot of people have to understand about music. And like the other day when I was listening to this Yes album live, and I said about the time signatures, so many people lost their cool, and it's, hey, but it's true, man, you know. And but I'm not criticizing the band. Yes is amazing. But people are so defensive with their music. So you say something about their favorite band and they lose their cool, and it's not about that, you know. It's not, oh, this band stole this section from my favorite band. And you know, I wish people would just let go of these things and just enjoy, you know. Just, they're all friends, man. In the end, they're all friends. So and saying something about the time signatures in that, man, you know, it's just my opinion, you know. And I like to say that sometimes, who am I, you know, who am I? But it's just like an observation, and I like to observe. And like here, if I say, hey, this sounds like Pink Floyd, I'm sure that the next Neil Morse fan is not going to go up in arms and say, how do you dare like say that Neil Morse, you know. Just like enjoy the music, be happy, you know. So yeah. I just wanted to like talk about that for a second. But yeah, let's keep going with this. Beautiful. Gilbert's.
The woman's found a place to go. Where she's gone to nobody know. But Martin's words are like wildfire, spreading fast as pine on the pie. Two down, one to go. Columbo was sailing 92. Gilbert did his thing too. Calvin came on right away. The human clock beats a whole nother day. Two down, one to go.
Ooh. This was beautiful. beautiful because it was a classical intro here, classical guitar, and then it turned into like this flamenco thing, and now they're like playing straight up jazz. It's beautiful, and more like I think like a Latin jazz here. Like, let's go back a little bit because I'm interrupting so much. But hey, I love to.
And you will go down to the tired. They took all my words and threw them in the fire. As they cast me down, there's something found within me. They can grind me to dust, but life is just beginning. There is a truth that I'm feeling, love full of healing, somewhere I've never known. As I surrender completely, pure and it's easy, like I'm already home. I'm already home now. Already home. Take me away, I want to stay by the water. If I pass on, won't you tell my sons and daughters? When I am gone, you all must go on believing. Lay down your life, 'cause love is what gives it meaning. There is a truth that I'm feeling, love full of healing, somewhere I've never known. As I surrender completely, pure and it's easy, like I'm already home. There is a place full of knowing, like it was snowing, waking me up at last. And as the pages keep turning, healing and yearning, washing away the past, you can know the truth. He has come. He has come for you.
Beautiful percussion.
There is a truth that I'm feeling, love full of healing, so
That was Neil Morse on the guitar, because that was not Paul Gilbert. It was just not his style. It was. This solo was more heartfelt. It was not too technical. That's, I guess, a thing that a lot of guitar players that are very technical fall into. They can't, although, I mean, if it was Paul Gilbert, then I'm gonna look like a complete idiot, which I don't mind, but it doesn't say that it was his. I think this was Neil Morse. It was just more like a heartfelt, melodic, non-shreddery guitar solo. Beautiful. But this whole this whole song has been a trip. Thank you so much for finding something that long that we can still consider a marathon, because it is a marathon because of its length, but it's one song, and it's just great, man. I hope there's more people with this idea. It's beautiful to listen to a large part of music. And I mean, if it's 26 or 27 minutes long, I mean, I don't care, after that. So please don't restrict yourself to, oh shit, it has to be under 25 minutes. If it's 1 or 2 minutes over, who gives a damn, As long as it's good. As long as it's good like this. Okay, so we're almost done, bro. We're literally coming up on the finish line.
as I surrender completely, pure and it's easy, like I'm already home. There's a place full of knowing, like it was snowing, waking me up at last. There's the pages keep turning.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful from start to finish. This was amazing. The keyboard work, the guitar work, the drumming, the bass, the vocals, like the whole damn thing was just beautiful. It's literally like right up my alley. If I would have like listened to this back in the day, this would have been one of my bands, you know. Um, but there was, I guess, no way to. I guess still not. There's it's still hard to get a hold of this. I guess. Even on Spotify, it's not there. But I mean, maybe I understand. Maybe it's just, uh, you know, a decision, by, you know, by the artist here, um to not put out the music. I mean, I don't know, or it's the record companies. I don't know if it's Neil Moore's decision or not, but he has everything on YouTube and he is cool with it. So I guess we don't really know, but this was a beautiful piece. Check out Sola Scriptura, guys. You know, I will say, of course, you know, let's all try and help the artist by purchasing their records. You know, in this day and age of everything is digital, and I don't think they make a lot of money of the streaming and stuff. So the record sales is where it's at. The concerts. So everyone who likes this style of music, you know, go out and get your copies, you know, and just I know exactly what people in the channel this is gonna who are gonna like this. All the Dream Theater fans, all the Rush fans, progressive rock fans, and I wish just like that these videos that we do of Neil Morse and Spock's Beard and stuff, Transatlantic, would get a little bit more views, but people kind of hold back, because they don't know. But it's normal. I was the same. But I'll try to put in a great title and description of the song. This was great. This is just a great song to sit down and just enjoy, you know, with headphones in your recliner but the cool thing about this music is you can also be very creative and put it on and just read, draw, you know, or you can pick up the guitar afterwards. It's very inspirational. So that's what I love about this type of music. But yes, it had a lot of passages that I love from all sorts of music: classical, flamenco, progressive rock like Dream Theater, Kansas. You know, it had a lot of good things, and it's just very rich in composition. And the lyrics, I try to pay attention as best as possible. I would have to re-listen to the whole thing, just focusing on, you know, the lyrics. But I'll do that, of course. Usually Alexia and I, we listen to all this music that we react to together in any ride with the car to anywhere. Like if it's a 1 hour drive, 2 hour drive, we listen to all of the songs that we've reacted to. So we do revisit everything, especially when I do something by myself. I play it to Alexia. Now this obviously is a little bit harder to, I can't just sit her down and like listen to this, but when it's one song, it's easier. But I mean, she'll get to hear it. She'll hear this eventually, but I have to find the right moment. And but just letting you guys know. Well, thank you so much, Sidecar Dog. This was great. It was a great adventure. It was a great tune. Just a great band overall. And I hope I get more requests like these. It's just a lot of fun, you know, to just listen to one piece of music, and that's it, you know, not 5 songs or 4. Because the 4 or 5 songs, I mean, even though I love to do it, it's not as enjoyable, because once you're done with the 5th song, the first song is already like a little bit of a distant memory. Because I mean, just try it. When you listen to 4 or 5 different songs from different artists, try to remember the first song. I mean, yes, you do remember a little bit, but not the entirety. It just doesn't stick to you, just like when you listen to one song. So I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. But, well, the good thing, it is being recorded. It's about the reaction. But for me, it's kind of hard. And that's why sometimes I'm like, oh, I've never listened to this. Or this artist doesn't ring a bell, because it's so many. And my brain kind of like doesn't, I can't keep up, you know? So it is hard. It is hard to, you know, I mean, I enjoy it in the moment, but then it could be that at the end of the day, I have no recollection, and that's kind of sucks. So, so I do, that's why I tried. That's the reason I said, hey, let's just do 5 songs in a marathon, because people were throwing like 9-10 songs at me, and I was just getting like, I was just overwhelmed, you know. It was just like, it didn't make sense anymore. I was not enjoying it because it was just too much music in 25 minutes, 9 songs. It's just, a human being can't do that, you know. It's so that's why I put it to 5 songs. But if I could just do 3 songs or 2 longer ones, beautiful, that would be just better. I'm thinking of reopening just the 1 song, because of the same reason. It's just more enjoyable, and I don't know. So let's see. But this was great. Thank you, SIDECAR. This was a beautiful display of this band, of all these musicians. They're wonderful, and they're also live. I mean, all these individuals are wonderful to see live, and it's just all these wonderful people. They're all, I mean, the ones that I know. Portnoy is an incredible dude. I mean, Neil Morse looks like he's super nice. Paul Gilbert, oh my god. So yeah, this was definitely great. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Leave me in the comments what you thought about this song. Let me know. Would you like to hear more Neil Morse, more Spock, Spirit of Transatlantic, or people, bands that where these people are involved in? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.